Hi, everyone. We're going to talk about the contract changes coming in February. So a while back ago, you remember I sent out a video to talk to you about the possible changes that they were talking about. Well, now it's in stone. So you can expect to make sure that you are using new contracts and the changes in February of 2023, which is just a couple of months away. And I'm going to cover today some of those changes. Some are significant and some are minor. But let's talk about the residential contract that we use the most and what those changes are. The adopted changes is the term escrow agent is now going to be capitalized. That's a little one. Paragraph 3 is going to be amended to add the definition of cash portion of sales price. So hopefully all of you out there can remember that's where the cash goes, not where the financing goes. And with that verbiage, we all should be able to do that. Also, there's going to be a new required notices section added to paragraph 6, which provides the location where MUD or PID or other similar notices that have been given are attached to the contract as listed, which is important because those are the biggest things that seem to be forgotten or people don't know about and forget to attach that to the contract, so they're putting it in the contract itself. Paragraph 7 is going to be revised to require that the seller provide the buyer with copies of documentation from the repair person that shows both the scope of work and payment for the work completed and transfer. This is really new, so let me say this again. And transfer at seller's expense any transferable warranties at closing. And I repeated that because if you'll go back and read your current contract, that was an onus on the buyer. So now it's an onus on the seller. So make sure you notate that and understand what that is. Then paragraph 7H is going to be amended to replace the term residential service contract with new terminology from the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation. So just know that that's going to be changed. Paragraph 9B is amended to add the transfer of any warranties to correspond with the change of paragraph 7F. The new paragraph 9B5 provides that private transfer fees will be the obligation of the seller. Again, that's a change unless otherwise provided for in this contract. And the transfer fees assessed by the Property Owners Association are governed by the addendum for property subject to mandatory membership in the Homeowners Association. So that again, that one is a big change. Please note that. Paragraph 11 is amended to further clarify the intent of this paragraph. Now, this one is a big change, so notate this as I say it. By replacing the terms factual statements and business details with informational items, which is now defined by adding the real estate brokers cannot practice law and are prohibited from adding to, deleting, or modifying the contract unless drafted by the party to the contract or the party's attorney. So you can't write it. That's what that sums up. If there's something that needs to be in there, your client is personally going to have to put it in there, or an attorney is going to have to draft that. And I know a lot of people are still going to get in trouble and forget you are not to write in paragraph 11. So they're actually putting that in there to notify the clients as well that you can't write in there. Paragraph 13 is amended to clarify what amounts are to be prorated through the closing date. Paragraph 18B is amended to add that if no closing costs occur, the escrow agent may require a written release of liability before releasing the earnest money. Now that's a new one. And then paragraph 21 is amended to add a line for the copy to the buyer's and seller's agent respectively. So that covers the main contract. Some of those are really changing and it's going to catch a lot of people off guard. So please, we're providing you the link. Go back and read through those and become familiar with them before they come out. Now, you're going to see some changes happening also to the farm and ranch contract form. Not as many as what we have seen in the 1-to-4 contract that I just covered with you. So you'll want to go back and check those if you're a farm and ranch specialty. There are adopted changes to the residential condominium contract. And most of those are just updating some of the terminology. Not a lot. There's only 2 changes in that. You're going to have changes to the amendment to the contract form, and that's pretty minor. Adopted changes to the seller financing addendum, and I know most of you don't use that often, but there are quite a few on that. Nothing drastic, but quite a few. There's also adopted changes to the addendum for property subject to a mandatory membership in the Homeowners Association, and I'm going to cover that change with you. The addendum for property subject to a mandatory membership in a property owners association is amended to accept regular, periodic maintenance fees, assessments, or dues, including prepaid items that are prorated under paragraph 13 for the party's obligation to pay under this section, as well as the costs and fees provided in paragraphs A and D. And some of that, again, remember, ties back to the contract itself. There is a change, pretty minor, in the third-party financing addendum. There is also changes to the addendum regarding residential leases and addendum regarding fixture leases. Those are pretty minor. Adopted changes to the notice of prospective buyer form. That's pretty minor. Same with loan assumption addendum, which may become more prevalent in the next year. So do take some time to read that. Some adopted changes to the addendum for reservation of oil, gas, and other minerals not used very often. Slight change there. And then those forms, again, will be available 1 February 2023. Please click the link below to get to be able to move over and read those. And again, I'm Missy Stagers, broker owner of M. Stagers Realty Partners. Thank you for joining me on this video today, and please get educated about the changes coming.